it's such a complicated tech section that the variations are forever. We're probably going to see Billy Marks maybe here on this rail section. I see Nigel do a never done before trick in practice. He did a big spin to front feeble on there. Then we got this section here. Maybe Mike Moe could bust a couple tricks there. Shane O'Neill, that's probably his strongest area right there. Then this kicker over here, I think that kicker's a little bit stronger for Chris Cole, Ryan Sheckler. Billy Marks likes flying off that kicker as well.
Here is our lineup here in the tech section. Ryan Sheckler, Billy Marks, Mikey Taylor, Paul Rodriguez, Chaz Ortiz. Then Shane O'Neill, Torrey Pudwill, Sean Malto, Chris Cole, and Nigel Houston. In our tech section today, the best trick is going to get it done. One score getting it done, and first out the gates is going to be Ryan Sheckler.
I think Ryan Sheckler's going to be coming hot and head for that kicker right there, Sal. It's kind of a strong area for him.
Oh! What was he going for there?
You know what? It's hard to tell because he has that half cap to back Smith and he also has it to back tail. So because it was a bail, not sure exactly where he was headed.
All right. Next up in his first final is Billy Marks.
Oh man, Billy Marks with the cab flip takes a card out of Sheckler's deck. So now Sheckler's not going to be able to deliver that in this section.
Woo! Billy Marks said it might be my first final, but I belong. Big score, an 8.2 out of a possible 10.
Now the cab kickflip is a fakie to fakie 360 ollie with a flip in there. Executed flawlessly off of that bump and over those big four stairs right there.
Next up, Mikey Taylor, who's been in town a little bit earlier than a lot of the guys, training with Sean Malto in his new training facility just down the road.
Yep.
Skated really, really well and consistent in qualifying.
Oof. Mikey, as expected, heads right for the rail. He was looking for a 270 to front board. I also seen him do that in practice. Now these guys have to lay down the best trick they could possibly make because two guys are going to be gone.
Paul Rodriguez, 26 years old. It seems like just yesterday in 2002, he was a rookie of the year, and everyone was excited. And what he's become is just a name synonymous with skateboarding. There you see him with the DC cam coming in hot.
As I expected, he headed right for the bench, the varial heel flip to nose grind. We got Billy Marks right there with an 8.2. That's actually the highest scored trick in the tech section.
All right, Chaz Ortiz out of Chicago. His family missed, their flight got canceled coming into town. They had to rent a car at the airport.
Oh, wow. And drive backside tailside, big spin out.
500 miles in the car ride.
You gotta love his pops.
It worked out good for him.
Yep. So we got a kick flip, backside tail slide. Slides the entire block. Big spin out. That's some street league skateboarding right there.
Woo. Combos for days.
It's a 7.6. A little bit behind our leader, who has the overall highest trick of the season in the tech section with that 8.2.
Next up out of Melbourne, Australia, mate, Shane O'Neill, who was really consistent in the tech section yesterday.
Well, yesterday, Shane O'Neill almost qualified with just one section. He scored a 43.2 just in the tech section.
Why is it that we're seeing the highest scores in the tech section that we've really been seeing? We didn't see these kind of scores yesterday.
You know what I'm thinking, Sal? It's how everybody is saying the same thing. This is one of their favorite courses. And I think that's proving with these scores.
Right. Torrey Pudwill had a great qualifying, was on fire yesterday. Hey!
Oh, man, Captain Excitement. Backside Smith grind, right at the top of that A-frame rail, turns it over into a feeble grind.
Board control.
7.6 is a good score. Whew. It's critical staying on that rail over the bench.
And the local boy right now, 20 miles away, raising Leavenworth. Listen to this crowd for Sean Malto.
Look at that, let's go, Malto. Kids looking at free barbecue for life right here.
Look at the Malto fans. They got the T-shirts. And a 7.7 for Malto on the board.
Yep. In a respectable second place.
29 years old. He's the elder. He's the elder of this group, Chris Cole. But don't let that fool you.
Qualified second yesterday. Cab front board fakie. Chris Cole knows the whole area really well, so it's really unpredictable where he's going to head to. 6.8, respectable score. Chris Cole's in 4th place.
And there he is, out of Sacramento, California, the defending Street League champion. Won the first stop in Seattle.
Oh, man.
Houston, what are you doing to our brains right now?
Now, you see, he took the same trick that Chaz Ortiz did on the bench. He took it to the handrail, much more critical. That score would have been great.
Rob Dyrdek, your thoughts after one run put down?
I mean, you see two different strategies. You know the pressure's off when you get your first trick done. You know, Ryan Sheckler's definitely feeling it.
Well, Ryan lost a trick when Billy Marks pulled out the cab flip on him just before he got to it.
Yeah, but again, you know, it's nothing says he can't do the same trick again, and he's got that really wired. But Billy's definitely going to skate with freedom now. He's pretty much guaranteeing himself a spot.
Definite weight off his shoulders.
And remember, folks at home, we will be dropping 2 competitors out of this group. So the 2 lowest scores from this group of 10 will be joining the crowd to watch. So how does strategy, as we see Mikey Taylor put one down, how
Switch
does that
270 to front board right there. His strategy's going big, you know? I think yesterday there was a little bit more of a conservative approach. Now it's kind of like a best trick within the section. So you're skating, you know, just letting it rip right from the start, all 7 tries.
Paul Rodriguez would like to get a trick under his belt.
Seen him do that 3 times in the warm-ups.
No problem.
That's the toughest thing here. Once, you know, the lights are on, the cameras are on and everything, you really have to be able to block that out. Paul's one of the most progressive skateboarders in history right there.
Oh, Chaz Ortiz.
Nollie big fin back lip. Almost seems like the younger guys are just a lot more relaxed out there.
A lot more relaxed, but a little bit more fire as well. Like Chaz looks like he's out there doing business.
It's just a good feeling, I guess, seeing that star rise, you know? Shane O'Neill, nollie flip, no slide. Unlikely 2 bails from Shane O'Neill in his most comfortable zone.
We saw him make every trick in the tech section yesterday. He was 100%.
Murray coming in hot. Oh, man. Going for that backside 360 with a flip. Coming in. Hometown hero. Let's go, Malto. Oh. Looking for a nollie flip crooked grind right there on the bump to Hubba.
How much is fatigue a factor for the amount of skateboarding that these guys have been doing over the last few days, qualifying, etc.?
I think they kind of pace themselves. Woo! Wow. Got the half cab no slide. Backside 270 out with a heel flip. I mean, stuff that the titles. You just need like a 2-page spread to have the caption.
In comes Nyjah.
It's going to be a complicated one to do right there because the rail's a little bit short and those poles underneath might grab your truck. He's really looking for that kickflip backside tail slide, big spin out. I think he's kind of set on it. Nyjah's one of those guys that has that checklist and kind of checks them all off.
Oh, wow! Wow! And there you see our Windows fan zone. We got some fans out there giving their instant scores.
You know, the ISX, the instant scoring experience, is only live here at the Street League. You get to see exactly what these guys are scoring on the spot.
And Sheckler gets an 8.7 for that. Hey, look at the fan zone.
There you go.
Those guys they might be future judges at Street League, right there with them. 8.4.
Highest scored trick of the tech section. A cab back tail is a very elusive trick. You don't see it on hubbas and stuff, especially on a bump to hubba.
For people at home who don't know what a hubba is, what is a hubba?
Well, hubba came from a spot in San Francisco, which was this big ledge that was downstairs, and it just was named the hubba.
Right.
So ever since then, that big ledge has followed, you know, street courses and plazas all over the world, and to skaters, it's just an afterthought. You see a ledge downstairs, we call it a hubba.
All right. Here comes Mikey Taylor, dancing down that rail, almost caught one. It's nice to see that you're smiling after that, Mikey. You can see the precision that goes into these tricks, and especially when it gets critical on a rail like that, there's prices that can be paid.
I mean, let's talk about critical in the rail. I just missed 2 tricks in a row. That's pretty rare right there. Woo! Not exactly how he wanted to do it, but he held it up there and made his trick smooth. The varial heel flip to stand-up backside nose grind. Judges recognize how difficult that is to give Paul 7.4. He's tied with Mikey for 5th place right now.
So interesting. Again, we're going to drop 2 skaters. Shane O'Neill and Nigel Houston right now, if this thing was over, they would not be moving on.
And they are also 2 of the highest qualifying guys yesterday. You could say favorites for the event. You have to put something on the board.
Shane O'Neill needs a 6.8 or better.
Now he flipped crooked grind effortlessly. He does it so smooth, I don't know if he's going to get that. Oh, 6.2, just under what he needed. But Nigel really needs to put something on the board right here so he could breathe on those last couple tries.
Well, for Shane, I'm sure making a trick, even though he didn't get the score he needed, probably give him a little bit of ammo.
Well, the level of technical skating that Shane O'Neill regularly delivers, and now he flipped crooked grind is nothing for him. He's going to be doing something out of that probably.
Sean Malto, coming off of some surgery, was injured not at our first stop, but that knee is healed up.
You can never tell from how the kid's skating.
Yeah, he came in here and you're like, oh really? You just had surgery?
I think he got healed by divine grace, his environment. Support from the fans.
Chris Cole has been focused and in qualifying had just great strategy to get into this mix.
There it is. Half cab nose slide 270 out. Now a heel flip. Such a complicated trick you would only see in a video a few years back. We now see in person after 2 tries.
Great score for Cole.
8.1 moves him into 3rd place.
And this is not something that we're remotely used to seeing.
I'm completely confused, Sal.
Nigel Houston with 3 bails in a row. Is he going to get it together? Billy Marks got it started with that big make. Chaz Ortiz will be back in the tech section. Welcome back, Sprint Center, Kansas City, hosting Stop 2 of Street League Skateboarding, and we are in the midst of our tech section. About to take our 4th of 7 runs, and taking a look at Ryan Sheckler.
This is a heated final right here, Sal. These guys normally average. Oh man, I'm gonna have to take a break on that. For that half cab backsmith, backside 180 out. Incredible. I don't think we've ever seen that in competition. This kid is on one today. He gets an 8.8. Ryan Sheckler sitting on top pretty. But what I was stating was the average landed trick right now, Sal, is a 6, almost a 7 or greater. That's unheard of. It's 2 points higher than the average landed trick ever in Street League.
Well, it just speaks to how much these guys have been loving this course. But really, the shocker for me right now is
I know where you're going.
We are almost with 4 in the 4th of 7 attempts. Nigel Houston, the defending champ, the #1 qualifier, is on the outside looking in. Has not made a trick yet.
He know what? I think he just
Time's winding down.
I think he had a poor choice for the first trick that he tried. He got stuck on it.